Kutcher and Kunis both wrote letters seeking leniency in sentencing for Madison after he was convicted on 2 counts. Now, if you have a history with a person, right? They've clearly spent a lot of time with them. They were all on that 70s show together. Show. If you want to write a letter, right? Not saying that he should get off. They said, yo, I'm writing a letter because I'm looking for leniency, whatever it is. Yeah. We know him. I don't know if I didn't read the details of the letter. My whole point is, if you know a person and you feel like you want to write this letter because you know this person, why do you care about the backlash? You have to know you're going to get backlash before you fucking send the letter back.
They don't think that letter's getting out.
Yeah.
Really?
And then guaranteed the...
You didn't watch the video?
Oh.
No, let's see it. Let me hear it. Come on, it's brilliant idiots, man. We don't pay attention to fucking facts and shit.
Of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that he wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that. And we're sorry if that has taken place.
Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim of sexual assault, sexual abuse, or rape.
Ashton's a better actor.
Yeah. But listen, but that's exactly...
she's not that good at acting. Yeah. Like, she needs to be a mom.
Well, it sounded a little too scripted.
But him, he was good at acting.
Yeah, it sounded a little warmer, a little normal.
It was more believable.
But it goes back to my point about what I just said. They didn't write letters saying, hey, this guy is innocent, yada, yada, yada. They just say, yo, give him some leniency because they know him. Like, that's all a character letter is what has your experience been with this person?
That whole 70s show thing, it's not just Danny Masterson. They might be coming after the whole squad, bro.
Yeah, I saw it.
They were just all partiers. They were all like running the LA party scene back in the day because they were young, attractive superstars for this incredibly popular show.
But how does this turn into that is what I'm saying, Schulz. Don't you think this is a fucked up world we live in? Bro, where I can understand them having backlash because they wrote the letter, but I also feel like if they wanted to write the letter on behalf of their friend, that's their right too.
You didn't see what else happened?
That's what I'm saying.
What the girl said.
What girl?
The girl, one of the accusers, right? You can find this. I think she's on Twitter, basically saying, how dare you write that letter knowing that I'm aware of that secret that you and Danny kept. And
who is the girls? Who are the girls?
I don't know. Oh. But he's like, I'm aware of that secret that you and Danny kept. And then she's like, that secret that took place on this date, right? And on that date, Ashton Kutcher's ex-girlfriend was killed.
What?
Son, this shit gets deep, my boy. This shit gets deep.
What the fuck?
So she's implying that either Ashton was aware of or killed his ex that was killed, and Danny and Ashton were somehow involved in it.
Shit, I know Ashton wishing he was getting punked right now.
Son.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And then did you see the old late night show with Rosie O'Donnell?
I saw
video?
that.
That shit was crazy.
I saw that. But that's what I was alluding to. I was talking about that type of shit. Like, how does this turn into everybody digging up all this old footage?
Because what happens is Danny Masterson isn't big enough or famous enough anymore.
Never heard of him.
Exactly.
Tell this shit.
So what they want is, so let's say that there's quote unquote justice for Danny Masterson.
Yeah.
The more popular and famous person that you can bring into this trial, the more it illuminates what's going on.
But the guy's getting 30 years, it's over.
Of course, but they want more. Hey, you ruined my life. So I'm gonna ruin I'm gonna justifiably take your life from you because what you've done to me and all the people around you that helped you, because this has been, what, 12 years since it happened or something like that? Yeah. This trial's been going on forever.
Really?
And these women that were on the trial, they had like either threats made against them. I think one of their cats was poisoned or some shit.
What the fuck?
They're alleging that the Church of Scientology was basically stepping in and trying to intimidate them. on behalf of Danny Masterson. Son, this shit, look, there is no empirical, correct me if I'm using the right word, there's no empirical evidence of what happened, right? This is apparently so far for what the public knows. This is like hearsay evidence, right? And the jury convicted, I believe based on that, based on what the public knows. Maybe the jury knew more, maybe there's more information on the trial. But he got more time than Harvey Weinstein got. He got more time than Bill Cosby got.
That shit.
He got 30 to life for a trial that there's no empirical evidence of what has happened. Now, that the public knows about. Within the trial,
he had two charges, right?
2 different girls, and I think one was taken away. One, I believe, was a girl said that he did it while she was sleeping, and then they ended up, well, what is the whole thing?
It was actually his girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
So they were dating, and she claims that he did something while she was sleeping. And then, so that one they threw away because they like,
continued dating
you stayed
afterwards.
with him after the fact.
Yeah. Which doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that don't mean shit.
But
Lord
at the
have
same
mercy.
time, they weren't convinced. But the other 2 girls who went through, so there's a lot of weird stuff about this. This almost feels like a warning shot being sent either at Scientology or...
What does Scientology have to do with this? School me on that. What is
Danny Masterson is a high-ranking Scientologist, and he's been in it for years. And Scientology...
But why would people have something against Scientology?
Well, Scientology has been known to protect people's sexuality that are, big public figures.
Got you.
It's been known to protect people who have been involved in criminal activity that are public figures. So if you look at a lot of these Scientologists, the ones that are like rumored gay, for example, all of a sudden Scientology makes sure that that's not possible. They might even hook you up with a wife so that, the public image of you can look like you're part of this, wholesome, pure, traditional family. That there was rumors about Smith, there's rumors about Tom Cruise, the GOAT, there's rumors about Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta.
And one of the victims, she was saying that she was being followed, she was being intimidated. She was like Andrew said, one of the cats got poisoned or something like that. So
what's
Scientology holds down his people, bro. Blood in.
So you're basically saying that this is a shot to say we're not protecting y'all Scientologists no more. All of y'all can get it, basically.
Maybe, I don't know. What do you guys think? It seems like a message has been sent here, and I don't know if the case is more open and shut, but if the case is taking 12 years to try, you would know more. If it's taking this long to try, it seems to me it's not as open and shut.
He was on trial for 12 years?
Or it happened 12 years ago?
Yeah, it happened like 12 years ago. But so they tried it one time, and then it was a hung jury. So they had to try it again.
And then this time it's worked.
Yes.
So he's just been prolonging this.
Yes. And it's like, basically the judge is going to
he was found guilty in May at a retrial after the first jury was unable to reach a verdict in 2022.
Yeah.
And he was deemed a flight risk, so he was taken into prison custody.
And so the judges typically will give you more time depending on how good of a person he deems you are. So the fact that you are accused of raping these women, they have enough evidence to convict you, and then on top of that, you try to intimidate the witnesses after the fact.
And you might be a flight risk.
That's what I'm gonna look at you.
And it says the actor was convicted after 3 women testified that he had sexually assaulted them from 01 to 03.
Weinstein hired the fucking the Mossad spies or whatever. No, but he hired like actual professional intelligence agencies to go dig up dirt on these women and I think intimidate them. So like, it's just peculiar to me. This is...
Especially when it says the charges brought by the third accuser were declared a mistrial and prosecutors said they do not plan to retry the case. So why are they bringing up the old footage from Rosie O'Donnell with Ashton?
Well, I think they're just trying to bring as many famous people into it because that will shed the most light on the case.
But I don't understand but I don't see what the Ashton thing and
so Ashton wrote that letter saying like, oh,
he's
such a good guy. And then now people are saying, hey, but look at what the climate was around the people in this show.
Yeah, but okay, play the clip, Taylor. Find that Ashton clip and play that clip.
She was 14 when we started the show. I was like 19, right?
Right.
And they're like, okay, you guys are going to be making out in the scene. And I'm like thinking like, wait, this is like
kiss ever, right?
What is my first kiss? Why did someone beg me to dance about our first kiss?
no, it wasn't the first kiss. This was like the second or third kiss.
It was the first. It was the first week.
No, it was not the first week.
Whatever. Let me tell you what happened.
No, let me tell you.
No, okay, I never kissed a guy. I was so. I mean, Ash was a
attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared for my life. And
How old is Ashton here?
Nice about it. He was like, oh, don't worry. So I was like, okay.
So 19.
And Danny goes in with
But this isn't-
$10.
yeah.
He says, what do you stick your tongue in my mouth with some
What? No.
$10?
You're making it sound like it was like really. Okay, Dan, we had a little side bet going. Right?
Which was? It wasn't very
As to whether or not, you kiss on the show with boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
You would use tongue, right, Rosie? I mean, you would.
Okay. So this whoever posted this said Ashton Kutcher is a pedophile. He groomed his current wife, Mila Kunis, since she was 14 years old. What are the thoughts?
I mean, that would be the worst case scenario.
What does this got to do? Oh, I saw this one from Punk'd. I saw this. Play this one, Taylor.
Hillary Duff is in Lizzie McGuire. She also has an album out. She's going to be in a movie called Cheaper by the Dozen. And she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18, along with the Olsen twins. Any 15-year-old.
All right, this is what I think, man. I think that we got to get the goddamn the TVA to just go prune these timelines, bro. We just got like that. We just got to get rid of all of this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this shit from the 80s to the 90s to the early 2000s. You just got to get rid of all of it. You know?
Yeah.
None of it has aged well.
Yeah.
None of it. But here's the thing that I always keep saying about all of this stuff. None of this stuff is a secret. This is the Rosie O'Donnell show, and this was punked on MTV.
Yeah.
You don't get much bigger when it comes to television. So I know you're pointing the finger at Ashton, but what about the producers? What about the fucking writers?
Yeah.
Because somebody wrote that joke for Ashton Kutcher. What about the host? Nobody pushed back on any of this shit in real time. It just happened. It broadcasted to everybody. There was no backlash to it, no nothing. Like there's a lot of people. If you want to hold people accountable, you can't just hold the talent accountable, y'all.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? It's like, at the time, it was actually quite, we look at it now, we're like, this is fucking disgusting, this is horrible. At the time, it was a quite common joke to be made. Like, people would say that about Britney Spears all the time. Britney Spears had the what's it called video?
Which one?
Hit Me Baby One More Time. And they're just people on TRL openly going, oh, TikTok, when it's time.
Yeah.
So I think now we're looking back at it going, this is fucking horrendous. How the hell could you
What
do
the
this?
fuck was wrong with us, man?
Yo.
I just, and it's like, look, man, we all come from that era where we would see stuff like that and wouldn't think anything of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, when you see this stuff being bought back up and people are trying to put, things together to paint a picture of a person, that's not accurate. You know what I mean? Because the reality is, if you go back to that time, sadly, everybody was making those kind of jokes.
Yeah.
And to go back to the kiss with Ashton and what's her name?
Mila.
Yeah.
19 and 14. Once again, that scene had to be directed. That scene had to be produced.
Yeah.
Nobody says, hey, Ashton is 19, she's 14. How old was she supposed to be on the show? I don't know.
It's actually true. Yeah, she lied about her age.
Taylor said she lied about her age. What do you mean she lied? She couldn't have lied about her age.
She lied about her age when she was auditioning, and then when she went to go sign the contract, allegedly, she said, actually, I'm 14, I'm not whatever. And they were like, well, we like her so much, we want to keep her.
Get the fuck out of here. So who's liable in a situation like that?
I think you have to make her parent. I mean, listen, her parents are a little bit liable. They know they're signing her up for a role that she's going to have to be making out with. Like, there's a sexual part of the role, and she's going to be sexual with adults because I don't know if kids are even allowed to be sexual on TV. So that is a little peculiar one. One, they should have never hired her if they knew an underage girl was going to have to be sexual on the show. But two, if her parents are involved, they should never be putting her out for a role that they know that she would have to do sexual things. Like, that's just weird. Like, I would... Yeah.
Hollywood, bro.
Yo, but
And
that's the thing. Hollywood is...
But didn't they get married years later?
Well,
Because
bro,
wasn't he with Demi Moore or somebody?
so that's the thing. He probably dated Demi Moore. Like, yo, if I marry this old woman, nobody will ever think anything about it. And then that kind of removes the stink of the I like young girl shit.
But do you? But my point with that is, if they got married years later, how old was she when they got married? I'm so confused, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This says you are watching In the Crease TV.
Look, this video emerged.
What is this?
My name is Mila Kunis, and I'm from that show, and you're watching In the Crease TV.
Hi, I'm Ashton Kutcher, and I'm from That 70 Show TV. No, That 70 Show too.
Yes.
And the reason I'm doing this is not because I think In the Crease is good, but because Josh told me Mila would sit on my lap if I did.
The only thing I don't like, man, is when the internet takes things that don't have anything to do with each other and tries to combine them. Danny Masterson is the person who got convicted for 30 years.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ashton and Mila wrote a character letter, for Danny because the family asked him to. Why are you all of a sudden trying to make it seem like Ashton
Why would they do that, though? Why would you write a character letter? It's like,
that's what I'm saying. I can see both ways. I can see both sides, though.
Okay, break that down for me.
No, I'm just saying I can see both sides.
Any one of y'all, like, I'm writing a character letter. Because it's like, I didn't know you were doing that, whatever shit that he got convicted for.
But now you know.
But now I know, so I'm be like, hey, the person I knew was a good dude.
Yeah, but I wouldn't write asking for any kind of leniency though. But if you asked me, if somebody said to me, what did you think of Andrew or what did you think of Alex? I'm going to talk about my experiences with them. Yeah, I wouldn't even have a problem writing a letter for that, but I'm not going to ask for leniency.
So what?
But the hard part is that what he got convicted of. Because now that changes. Now you're not even that person that I thought you were.
But that's why you don't ask for leniency. I'm not asking the judge. I'm not asking the judge to do nothing.
So yeah, let's look at it. This is interesting. If y'all tell me you're innocent, like let's say you say I had a friend of mine who killed somebody, right? And he if he told me he's like I didn't do it, or that he went to prison for doing it. He told me he didn't do it. That's all you gotta tell me. I trust you. You're my friend. You're gonna tell me the truth. I'll write a letter saying no, this is not the guy who would never do it. Writing a letter for leniency means he did it, but he was good to me. That's fucking weird.
Exactly.
Writing the letter of there's no way he did it. This is bullshit. I got my boys back. I know he would never do it. They're trying to, get money out of him, or they're trying to do that.
And you have the right to believe that.
Hell yeah.
You have the right to believe that.
But basically writing a letter going, hey, he fucking these girls, but be a little bit lenient on him because he's been a good guy to me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't ask for leniency. And once again, even if all the evidence says you did it and I thought you did it, all I can talk about is my time with you. I can't speak on nothing else. Yeah. If somebody says, Charlamagne, what did you think of X, Y, and Z? Did you see anything? I'm like, nah, I never saw that. Like, that's my people's, blah, 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 whatever. But anything else that got to do with the case, I can't speak to that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I damn sure can't ask for no leniency. Asking for leniency is wild.
Crazy.
Because
that's where
your point, you're admitting like, oh, no, I think
I guess he did
it.
Yeah. I guess he did it.
But don't throw him away forever.
Don't throw him for too long. He was nice to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
And maybe it wasn't a leniency letter. Maybe it was a character letter and they're throwing leniency in. Like maybe when they were asked, it was like, yo, can you just say who this person is? Like he's saying he didn't do it and they're accusing him of something he didn't do. And they're like, of course, I'd love to say it because that's your friend. You're not going to believe your friend is guilty if that's really the homie.
Yeah, we saw that recently too with Iggy Azalea and Tory Lanez, right? Because Iggy Azalea wrote a letter for Tory Lanez asking for leniency. I couldn't ask for leniency. All I could do is simply talk about my experiences with said person. Because just because you and a person are cool doesn't mean that a person isn't over here doing some wild shit or has done some wild shit. Only thing I can do is speak to my experiences.
Bro, if somebody said
person.
Akash shot somebody, and Akash like, it's not me, I'm being set up, it's not, I would never do it.
I gotta hear more. I would have to hear more. I personally would have to hear more.
Why?
I just think Akash has that in him.
He has the ability to do
I
so.
definitely do. We all do, though.